If you watch this show pretty often, you have met quite a few serial killers that you've probably never heard of before, and plenty that you have heard of. You know, the Bundys and the Gacy's and the BTKs of the world. But as varied as those guys were in their methods and their motives, they all had one thing in common. They were, or still are, guys. Not so the serial killer in tonight's True Crime Rewind. Aileen Wuornos was a prostitute in Florida who robbed and killed 7 of her male clients in a 12-month span from November of 1989 to November of 1990. She said that her victims either raped her or tried to rape her. And she claimed that she killed them in self-defense, but the authorities were not buying it. Her stories weren't good. In 1992, Wuornos was convicted of murder in one case and sentenced to life in prison. And 2 months later, she pleaded no contest to 3 other murders, saying she wanted to get right with God. She also believed that that would spare her the death penalty, but Aileen Wuornos was wrong about that. And that is what led to one of the most epic courtroom outbursts of all time. Take a look.
I have made peace with my Lord, and I have asked forgiveness. I am sorry that my acts of self-defense ended up in court like this, but I take full responsibility for my actions. It was them or me. I am sorry for all the pain that my actions have caused. I am prepared to die if you say it is necessary.
I sentence you in case number 91-463 to death for the murder of Troy Burris. Case number 91-304, I sentence you to death for the murder of Charles Humphreys. Case number 91-112, Citrus County case number, I sentence you to death for the murder of David Spears.
Thank you. And probably see, I'll be up in heaven while y'all are rotting in hell.
We will handle that.
If
not,
the
Fifth Circuit to handle that.
Okay, there will be an automatic appeal. You have the right to an appeal. Mr. Glazer, is that going to be handled by you or the
your
public
wife and
defender?
kids get raped.
I would ask that you would appoint the public office.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office to handle the appeal. There's one other thing that I want to say that I think needs to be said.
I know I was raped. You weren't nothing but a bunch of scum.
Therefore, these proceedings are now
Putting
concluded.
somebody who was raped to death.
Yeah, that one has stayed with me. Wuornos later pleaded guilty to 2 other murders. On October 9th, 2002, 23 years ago today, Aileen Wuornos was executed by lethal injection. Her last meal was simply a cup of coffee. NewsNation affiliate WFLA covered Wuornos' appeals and her final moments.
Despite the protests, the governor said he had no problem with giving the go-ahead with Wuornos' execution.
This is a serial killer. This is a person who murdered freely and waived her rights that she has for appeal. I don't have any misgivings about doing it.
Yesterday, the state Supreme Court rejected 2 efforts to stop the execution.
As you know, Aileen Wuornos was a prostitute who picked up her victims along the interstates of Central Florida, and several of the murders had a Bay Area connection. One of her former lawyers is also from Tampa Bay. Our 8 on Your Side team coverage continues with Rod Challenger.
In December of 1989, scrap metal hunters found the body of 51-year-old Richard Mallory of Clearwater at an illegal dump site in Volusia County. He was apparently Aileen Wuornos' first victim. June 1st, 1990, police found the body of 43-year-old David Spears of Winter Garden along US 19 in Citrus County. 5 days later, the body of 40-year-old Charles Carskadon from Missouri showed up in a Pasco County field near Interstate 75 and State Road 52. Clearwater lawyer Joe Hobson represented Wuornos for 2 years as she appealed her conviction and death sentence.
Aileen was a very complex character.
He worked for a state agency representing people on Florida's death row.
Sometimes she would see us, sometimes she wouldn't. I think I had about 4 to a half dozen audiences with Aileen. Sometimes we'd have productive sessions with her, and sometimes she would be inhospitable.
Hobson says though Florida law says Wuornos was sane enough to be executed, her behavior seemed to indicate otherwise.
She would vacillate. She was all over the proverbial map. Again, I'm a lawyer, not a psychiatrist. I do not think she was competent to be executed.
Eventually, Wuornos fired Hobson, and her other lawyers gave up her appeals and accepted death. I'm Rod Challenger, News Channel 8.
Man, that was only 2002, and that video looks like it's from so long ago. Do you remember this? Because just a year after Wuornos died, her sordid story gave rise to this hit film, Monster. Aileen was played by Charlize Theron, and there you can see it. She won the Oscar for her performance in that role.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.